A fall from grace can kill any chance of supersizing and growing your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. And I was trying to think of a positive spin for a fall from grace. And of course, there are always comeback stories. Think of actors or people that have had a big scandal or drug charges or legal problems, but then come back. It seems like Hollywood's pretty good at that, and you have a second chance in Hollywood, but very few places outside of Hollywood do you get that big second chance, that big break once you fall from grace. What does fall from grace mean? What is it? Where did it come from? And how can we use the warnings of a fall from grace to help us supersize and grow our business? Well, fall from grace is, of course, a biblical reference. It comes from I don't even know how to pronounce it. Galatians or let's say Galatians or I don't know how to say it. 5:4, and it means, of course, to lose favor. Any prestige or status or respect that you had, something happens, and it's usually something that you control and do that causes you to be out of favor. I had fun researching this because with respect to businesses, there are no shortages of businesses that have had huge falls from grace. If you just say Enron, Lehman Brothers, Standard Oil, Blockbuster, DeLorean, Allied Crude Oil, a lot of oil companies, which I find interesting, a lot of financial institutions were on the list of the top 24 biggest falls from grace. I'm going to just read some of these just so you can understand and relate. I was surprised how many of these stories I'm familiar with. Pan Am Airlines, E.F. Hutton, Arthur Andersen, again, financial or even worse, financially to consulting firms and things that were supposed to be validating different organizations' financial records to give the rest of the people in the world and investors trust and belief in what they were doing, have gone out of business. I can't read this one. Refco, this one, Bayou Hedge Fund Group, Bear Stearns, Washington Mutual, Bernard L. Madoff, that's a huge one. Hummer, Kodak. Now, Kodak's still in business. Some of these businesses still exist today, but they've been bought out by different organizations. A lot of the financial ones were bought out by JP Chase and Morgan Chase. So that's interesting as well to know that, TWA, Woolworths. I don't know if you remember Woolworths. I remember Woolworths as a kid. Tower Records, Texaco. So anyway, my whole point is looking at and studying these organizations. It's incredible how many of them were or fell from grace because of impropriety, illegal, unethical, fraudulent, Ponzi schemes, immoral and wrong behavior by primaries in the organization. Or in the case of the auditing institutions like Arthur Andersen and things like that, they actually verified things like, and I don't know if it wasn't Arthur Andersen, it was probably, I think, Bayou Hedge Fund Group that went out during the Enron scandal. I can't remember. Anyway, the point is, if you do unethical, immoral, illegal things, if you go below that line in the sand, chances are you're going to have a fall from grace and it's going to end badly for you. So the lesson here is just don't do things that go against your morals and your values. We're seeing this happen today in organizations that align themselves with political beliefs or beliefs that go against what people really want. Disney is a huge example that's being hit right now, and rightly so, in my opinion, because they have no business telling us how to raise our children. I mean, that's crossing a moral line and a value line and a line in the sand that the vast majority of people, especially in a free country like America, are not going to support and are not going to get behind. So ask yourself in your daily dealings and in your overall business objectives and your strategy, just take a little ethical review and audit. I know ethics aren't that popular these days, unfortunately, but in building and supersizing our businesses, it's imperative that they are. Because if anybody finds a chink in your armor, a mistake that you've made, a shortcut or a hack that you've done that crosses that line from good to bad, ethical to unethical, chances are in this day and age, it will get discovered and it could be the Achilles heel that takes out your entire organization. So just always do what's right. I guess I say this all the time. Think for yourself and do what's right, and build your business on a solid foundation of values and beliefs that are important for the people that you serve. Again, it's always a match. I mean, if you're a drug dealer, you ignore everything I'm saying, right? And if you're a drug dealer, you're probably not listening to me. So love to know your experience, your take on this particular idiom or expression. I used to believe that every time I made a mistake, it was a fall from grace and I was going to fail. But then I learned that failure is just a stepping stone to get what we want and to create what we want in our lives. And when we treat it that way, it's not a big overarching definition of who we are. It's just little mistakes and little stepping stones along the way to creating and supersizing our business. So share in the comments below your experience with fall from grace. Do you know anyone? Have you ever fallen from grace, and is this your second time around? Fess up and let people know that there is hope after making a mistake, making a judgment error. Guess what? We all make mistakes. We all make judgment errors, and we hope that they're not career ending, or I guess I've done a few things in my life that they ended something that I was a part of, but I didn't let them stop me forever. But they were never a moral issue. They were more of a judgment call on my part versus other people's opinion of a judgment call. All right. Have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow, and we are going to switch gears out of spiritual well-being and spiritual related idioms to everybody's favorite subject, especially when we're building and growing and supersizing our businesses, financial life framework areas and aspects of our life. So we're going to talk about financial idioms all through the month of May. Any financial idioms you'd like to know the origin of, the meaning of, and how we can apply them to growing and building and supersizing our business? Not much of a stretch for this particular topic like it was for spiritual, emotional, and mental and physical, but it'll be fun to review some of all of our favorites. I think we're going to start with money is the root of all evil, because that seems to be the one that pops up for everybody. Or money doesn't grow on trees. We'll get to a lot of them. All right. Have an awesome day. Be with you tomorrow.